What's up YouTube? What's up world? This is your boy Marky Mark back with another video. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be discussing 10 things local Virgin Islanders don't like. It might go for islanders on a whole as well, because a lot of what we'll be discussing touches on experiences that islanders have, especially when moving to the mainland or anywhere in the world for that matter, or even being right here in our own front yard. We're going to be back for that discussion right after the intro drops. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to actually thank the subscribers, all of you guys who have subscribed over the past couple months. The sub count is going up. I invite you to go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit the notification bells, so you'll be notified anytime a new video drops. And we have some exciting things planned for the channel coming up in 2021. Big things popping. So without any further ado, we'll get right into it. The first thing I'd like to talk about is an experience I had while working in the States in the break room for one of my jobs. There was a lady who, I guess, overheard my conversation with one of my roommates, and I was talking, of course, in my accent, with my accent or my dialect. And after hearing the conversation, she walked up to me and she was like, "Hey, Marcus." She's like, I was hearing you talking on the phone. She was like, what language were you speaking there? And I guess hearing me talking my dialect, she didn't understand that I was actually speaking English. So I was like, I was speaking English, but just in my dialect. And in our dialect, which is a Virgin Islands dialect, so to say, being from the States, you are able to tell whether someone is from up north or down south. So it's the kind of same thing here. They have multiple island nations in the Caribbean, and each of them have their own. We even here in St. Thomas have a different accent from the Crucians and so forth, the people who are from St. Croix. That's because of the people who, like the French or Spanish, whomever actually used to own the islands before, that plays a role in how your accent would be, whether it's French or Spanish. And sometimes it's a mixture of both. I think over here in St. Thomas is actually a mixture of both as well. And so she thought I was actually speaking a different language, because when we speak with our dialect, we sometimes run words together or sometimes omit words, period. So that's basically why she thought I was speaking a different language. She thought I was speaking Spanish by the way I was talking in my natural dialect. Because we sometimes get excited and be like, "Yo, what going on? What am I saying?" Stuff like that. That's just a general way we would greet people down here in the Virgin Islands. All right. The next thing I'd like to mention, which would be number 2, is actually going to be, there's a occasion, and as I'm saying, I'm doing these 10 things based on my experiences. You may have also had some different experiences, and you're welcome to go ahead and list them in the comments down below. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is I had an experience about 5 years ago. I was actually on the campus of Emory University in Atlanta, a world-renowned university, and a student actually came up to me hearing that I am actually from the Virgin Islands, and they wanted to learn a little bit about the Virgin Islands and so forth. They actually asked me the question whether or not we drive cars down here. Yes, we do. It's 2015, and you could Google it. One of my YouTube videos is me taking a trip down the Charlotte Amalie Main Street, and you can see by the videos, many videos that are out there right now, there are many videos of people driving around the Virgin Islands. Okay, the third thing that I'd like to mention is this has never been my experience, but it was the experience of a friend of mine when he moved up to the States. He moved up to Florida to go to high school. Someone came to him and approached him and made an ignorant comment like, "Yeah, dude, I'm sure you like glad now that you guys could live up here and live in houses instead of huts, and you'd be able to have bathrooms to go to instead of like outhouses and stuff like that." Yeah, I don't know if me myself would have taken that comment too well, but the guy did say he got in a fight with a guy because I'm trying to call him out over some nonsense. No, that's not the case. We live in houses. As a matter of fact, the houses down here are built to withstand category 4 and 5 hurricanes. I'm sure that some of the houses most people living in the mainland wouldn't even be able to withstand a category 1 hurricane. But yeah, we do live in houses. Okay, the next thing I like to talk about that Virgin Islanders don't like is, I think basically if you're going to visit a place, you should do your due diligence and do some basic research on the place where you're going to visit. It would help and go a long way. A lot of times I've been asked, like, what currency do you guys use here? And of course, we live in the US Virgin Islands, so we use the US dollar. That is the currency in the US Virgin Islands. Even over in the British Virgin Islands, they actually do use US currency, even though they are the British Virgin Islands. That is the main currency used in the British Virgin Islands. Let's take it a step further down the chain of islands. Even if you go to St. Martin, which is the Dutch West Indies, well, Dutch and French West Indies, the primary currency that they use in St. Martin, Dutch West Indies, is actually also the US dollar also. So a lot of people, once again, in coming here, they think that we use some other currency because they sometimes have it in our head that we're a foreign country, but we are a territory of the United States of America, and therefore we do use US currency. Okay, the next thing that I'd like to talk about is the fact that generally a lot of people think that because you're speaking with an accent that you're dumb or illiterate or even worse, very unintelligent. That is not the case. There are several people from the Caribbean and the world over, even Africa, Asia, and so forth, which are doctors, lawyers, they are scientists and so forth. And because they speak with an accent, they can't speak. First of all, English is not their first language, so they're going to speak with a heavy accent. I know some people from Poland who speak with a very heavy accent. My friends who are Polish, you would have to listen to them very carefully to be able to understand what they're saying. And in the same sense, because they speak with a heavy accent or can't speak fluent English or the Queen's English, that doesn't mean that they're unintelligible. So we basically don't like when you think just because we speak with an accent, it means that we're dumb. That's not the case. Another thing which I hate, this one here is a big pet peeve of mine, is people moving from away to come wherever you come. Just please leave your nasty habits wherever you come from, or don't even bother coming at all. Because there was a friend the other day made a post on Facebook of someone down here who's not from here, obviously, throwing out trash on the side of the street. If you come in with some nasty habits like that, please don't bother come. Leave your nasty habits wherever you come from, if you gonna come here, or just don't come at all. So that's a nice public service announcement that we like to leave today on this particular vlog. All right, the next up on the list is something I think not only Virgin Islanders, but Caribbean people the world over experience when they go to foreign countries or when they go abroad. And that is, once you hear someone speaking with an accent, that they are from Jamaica. Yo, I from the VI. I rep until I die. And that doesn't mean that I'm from Jamaica. Because somehow, I guess mainly because of Brother Bob, being the most popular island man known around the world, and people know his accent and so forth, and people seem to only think that Jamaica is the only island in the Caribbean. No, Jamaica is not the only island in the Caribbean from which people come speaking with accents. There are many different islands, nations, as I mentioned before, and there are many different dialects and accents that come out of the Caribbean. Because you hear someone speaking in an accent from the Caribbean, that doesn't mean that they're from Jamaica. Even sometimes when you tell people you're from St. Thomas, they're like, which part of Jamaica is that? So I've been asked that question as well. Someone hearing me speak with an accent up in the States on the US mainland, and they're like, hey, which part of Jamaica are you from? Nah, I ain't from Jamaica. I'm from right here, so St. Thomas, all right? Okay, as I mentioned, in terms of the Virgin Islands specifically. A lot of people, when I've been in the States or abroad, they've asked, sometimes they'll ask, how do you do things in your country? Basically, I do things the same thing you do things because your country is my country. If I'm on the US mainland, I'm from the VI, yes, I'm part of, which is the US Virgin Islands. And we do things the same way you do things. What I wanted to mention is that even though we are a US territory, we are mainly influenced by two places. And I want to mention our culture is heavily influenced by, yes, Jamaican culture. And secondly, our culture is influenced by the culture from up in New York. So you would actually see in some cases, it's like 90-degree weather and some guys down here wearing Timbs. And I'm not talking about low cut, like them high Timberland boots and stuff like that in 90-degree weather. Yeah, it may seem crazy to you, but as I said, our culture is heavily influenced by New York and Jamaican culture. So that's why you would see people move in certain ways, or some of the things we even say and talk. And of course, the young people down here listen to hip hop. The whole world over, once again, is influenced by things that they learn, especially the youth. They're influenced by the things that they learn from the hip hop culture. So you would see that down here and so forth. So we are not from a different country. We are a U.S. territory, an unincorporated territory of the United States of America. And thus, it's not to say, like, you could say, how do you do things where you come from and so forth, but we're not a totally different country, okay? So it's like, how do you do things in your state? Sometimes states do things differently from other states, once again, but we still are a part of the United States, all right? This is an interesting one. Sometimes people, especially tourists, they come down here and it's like they lose their freaking minds. Sometimes, I mean, this will be a daily thing. Working downtown, you'll be seeing, or you'll be driving downtown, going down Main Street, and there's a tourist walking in the middle of the street. Like when there's a good 6 feet of sidewalk on either side, so if you tally it up, a total of 12 foot of sidewalk on either side of the road for you to walk on, but there's a tourist walking in the middle of the street, blocking up traffic and just looking at the sights and everything like that, like they're in a totally different world. Like, you know, if you were in New York or wherever you were, you get a ticket for jaywalking. Why you come down here and thinking it's cool to walk in the middle of the street? Yeah, that's not cool. So please, once again, retain your common sense no matter where you go, no matter where you travel, even if it's in the USVI or any other place. As a tourist, respect the culture, respect the laws, do things with common sense and common decency, all right? So, yeah, don't leave your common decency and so forth at home. Keep it with you. Be mannersable, all right? All right, the 10th and final thing I'd like to mention is going to be the term locals. The term locals is sometimes actually frowned upon. The term and the definition given by the law, as per the EDA or Economic Development Agency, they kind of put into law something that says if you come down here to the U.S. Virgin Islands and you stay 6 months, you are determined to be a local. That not gonna fly. The reason why people don't like Johnny come lately coming down here. There are people who come down here and they've been down here 6 months and they want to say, oh yeah, I'm VI till I die and all them kind of thing. Johnny come lately. You ain't no VI person. You ain't even been through half of the stuff we've been down here. You ain't even been through a hurricane yet. As a matter of fact, a lot of them, when they experience their first hurricane, they hightail it back to wherever they came from. 9 times out of 10 is from the US mainland. Me personally, I really feel if you've been here 7 to 10 years, that's when you could really consider yourself to be a local. Use that term to define yourself. 7 to 10 years, I think, is a good enough time. You've been well seasoned by living 7 years here in the VI. You would have had a vast amount of experiences living here in the Virgin Islands, learning about the Virgin Islands culture, our people, our food, the way we do things, the way we talk. even properly pronounce some of the words we say here and talk like a VI man and so forth without sounding crazy. Because a lot of times you guys come fresh off the boat, the tourist ship to be specific, and you guys try to talk like us, and in our eyes and in our hearing, y'all don't sound anywhere close to us. We could tell that you're faking it. So, as I say, if you have lived here, at least it took me, because I moved down here from Norfolk, Virginia. I moved down when I was in 4th grade, and in 6th grade, I still was talking like as they consider down here Yankee. And they used to laugh at me every time I tried to say the man. You know what I'm saying? I swear I saying this thing correctly, and every time I said the man, every time I say the man, all my friends laugh at me and stuff like that. So it's an experience. It's been an experience living here in the Virgin Islands. As I said, that was my take on 10 things that U.S. Virgin Islanders don't like. If you would like to add some additional things that you don't like as a Virgin Islander and your take on it, feel free to comment down below. All right, this has been another vlog of your boy Marky Mark. Coming at you on M. Blyden Vlogs. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as I said, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. So, and as I like to say, it's a new day, a new year. Thank you for your support, our previous supporters on M. Blyden Vlogs. And as I say, don't forget to leave your mark on the world. So VI to the world. See you guys later. Peace out.